This is the Engwe M20 2.0. Let's get into it. Once you open up the box, you see this. The rear wheel, like the foam. Here's the saddle. Here's the box. Let's see what's in here. Okay, it looks like we got an open box item because this is the pin that usually holds the front wheel apart, and it's sitting in here. These are probably bolts. Oh, some brake pads. I don't know if these are extra parts. We'll find out. The tools. A very small, likely useless pump. Pedals. And this has got to be the charger. Let's see how many amps this charger is. Amp charger. Okay. Okay, I was wrong. That thing is a through axle, so we're going to put a through axle in here. There's something in this box which we're going to figure out. And then we still have to take the shipping fork protector off here. And then obviously this goes into here. Like that. So we'll do that next. Okay, what's in that box are these headlights. They look crazy. I don't know if they're super bright, but they are impressive looking headlights. So we'll have to take these off and then put the through axles in and put the front wheel on. Okay, not really clear, but I think the washer goes here, and then this little, whatever this thingy is, and then another washer in the nut. So this little thing has to go into a little groove right here. Okay, I mounted it on the handlebar. I think you're supposed to mount it here, but I like it better on the handlebar. So I mounted it higher on the handlebar. Okay, so we just put this on for the fenders, and I'm trying to undo this nut to put this part of the fender on, but none of the wrenches that they gave us fit this, so I'm gonna get a small crescent wrench and do it.
Okay, so that part went pretty smoothly once I got the right tool. It's surprising that none of the wrenches fit that, and we tightened that up. And then lastly, I'm just putting the pedals on, and that's pretty straightforward. Again, as always, you have to make sure you know the right from the left pedal because the threads are different on the right side and the left side. And then if you look at the forks on this bike, you see these rubber tabs. That's actually where the headlights are supposed to mount. And you're supposed to mount the headlights around those rubber pads, not the handlebars where I put them.
Okay, this is the M20 put together, and you can see here there's 2 batteries and then a saddle. It does not have an adjustable seat. This is a moped style bike, so you don't have an adjustable seat. So you have to accept that. That makes it so that the biomechanics of the pedaling is not ideal. It's going to be too short for most people. And a funny thing that they do is they make it so that with throttle only, it goes 20 miles per hour. But if you pedal, it goes 28 miles per hour. Actually, it goes closer to 30. So it's actually pretty fast. Overall, if you like moped style bikes, I think it's a really great looking bike. It has these cool dual headlights in the front, really large handlebars. It's got these mag wheels, and if you look, they're hollow, so they're not that heavy. So they're thinned out, and the insides I think are hollow. They sound hollow to me. So it's aluminum or some kind of alloy. It's not steel, and it's hollow. It comes with these Chow Young tires. They're 20 by 4 fat tires, and then it has Shimano Tourney, a rear derailleur. This is pretty standard 7-speed derailleur with a rear derailleur guard. And then this seat is actually pretty comfortable. The material doesn't lift off of it like some of the other seats, so it's pretty good. And then let's turn the thing on. Oh, brakes. These are hydraulic brakes. They work great. You can see here the rotors are a good size, well ventilated. I have no concerns about braking on this thing after riding it. The brake power is great. And then these are dual crown inverted forks, just like on a motorcycle, not the standard that you find on a bicycle. All right, so let's turn the thing on. The on off is right here. It goes through this little warm boot up sequence, and there you go. I'm doing the range testing right now. It's at 48.8 miles, and there's 2 bars of battery left. So I think it's probably got another 10 miles left in it, maybe. So when you turn the thing on, the rear light comes on. That's with the light on, but if you turn off the headlights, then the rear, this doesn't turn on unless the headlights are on, and the headlights are right here. So you press that, there you go. And then there's the headlights. They're quite bright. They are the brightest headlights I've seen on an e-bike yet. And then if you turn it off, this part still lights up even during the day, which is kind of a cool feature. Okay, so these are 13 amp hours each, and so together they're 30 amp hours. So you get a good bit of range with them. The front shocks work well. The rear shocks are a little stiff for me. Again, I'm about 160 pounds, so if you're heavier, they may work a little better, but they don't, the rear doesn't move that much for me with these shocks, which are pretty stiff. Okay, so let's go take it for a ride.
All right, somehow I lost my footage of the downhill and flat portions of this ride, so we only have the uphill portion. What I'm going to do here is, because the bike only goes to 20 with the throttle, I'm just ghost pedaling to activate the pedal assist. And you can see this is a fairly steep grade, I think like 5 or 6%, and it's going about, you can see 22, 23 miles per hour up. The bike has plenty of power. And on the flats, it goes about 28, 29. And the other great thing about this bike, it has very low rolling resistance for whatever reason. And on the downhill, it easily picks up speed on its own, just coasting to like 32, 33 miles per hour down a 3 or 4% grade. So what do I like about this bike? The things I like about it are it looks great. That's personal opinion, but if you're in for a moped, like a retro moped style bike, I think you could do a lot worse. The dual headlights are very unique, and it's a cool looking bike. And the headlights are extremely bright. They are the brightest headlights I've seen on an e-bike, and you can easily see 100 yards in front of you. It feels like about the same amount of illumination you would get from a motorcycle or a moped. It's not quite as good as an LED car, and I wouldn't expect it to be. But for the speed that you're going, it gives you enough illumination that you feel like you can see everything very safely. Some of these e-bikes, the headlights, a little sketchy when you're going 30 miles per hour. You feel like it just doesn't give you enough illumination far enough ahead to do 30 miles per hour safely. Like if some animal were to dart out in front of you or something like that. Okay. The other thing is the range is amazing. It is about 61, 62 miles of range. This was me testing on very hilly terrain with absolutely no pedal assist. The interface is very simple. I like that. That's not a problem. And the seat is comfortable for what it is. I prefer bicycle seats, but if you like a motorcycle, a moped type seat, this one is very well built and it's very comfortable. I just don't like. So what don't I like about the car, the vehicle? I personally, I'm not a huge fan of these moped style bikes because the ergonomics are such that you can't pedal well. The seat is too wide and the seating position is too low. And so you can't pedal very efficiently. So I don't know why they made it so that on throttle only, it only goes to 20 and you have to pedal to go 28. It seems a little silly. I think they're trying to stay within the law. And some laws in some jurisdictions require it has to be pedal assist only to go to 28 miles per hour. But I feel like they should have made a mode where it unlocks the full power of the motor and the batteries with just a twist throttle. Call it an off-road mode or something like that. Then it's not on you; it's the user that put it into that mode. But I think most people that use this bike are going to use it with the throttle, like a small moped, and just limit it at 28 miles per hour for road. And if people want to make it go faster at their own legal risk, then you can let them do it. I think that the motor is powerful enough that it would easily hit low 30s on flats. And currently they're selling this thing for $1,100 for the single battery and $1,300 for the dual battery, which I think is a screaming good deal actually. And there's a large online community because these things are so popular. There's Facebook groups and other online communities, and they know how to mod these things. So I think you would get a lot of support. I don't know how supportive the company is itself exactly, but the community is pretty good. And so I think this is a great deal. And I pretty much recommend it if you want one of these kinds of bikes.